exist, you're no longer in my
Welcome to AfterMat, your source for WWE PLE recaps. I am your host, Secret Boss Cal, and alongside me, as always, I have my tag team partner, the ES2 Delisha. What's going on, Delisha?
Hey, another Monday, another recap. Our first time, I think, ever doing this PLE.
Not, oh yeah, we didn't do it last year, right? Because it was in Saudi, I believe, right? So we didn't do it.
Yeah.
This Crown Jewel because we did we did what, like Perth Super Show or something, or Super Showdown or whatever it's called. Like last year they had one too when Rhea Ripley was a main event and she beat
That was Elimination Chamber.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
They definitely did like a Super Show in like, or they did like, whatever the other Saudi one was, they did it in Australia, I thought too. That was the first one they did. Elimination Chamber was the second one I think they did. I gotta look.
Well, it was. I don't think it was Crown Jewel though.
No, I know it wasn't Crown Jewel. It was like the other Saudi show. What is it called?
Yeah,
what WWE PLEs have been in Perth? That's why we need like Will or Joe here. Yeah, it says Elimination Chamber and Crown Jewel, but then there's, I'm pretty sure that like Super Show was like the first one they did, but I guess it wasn't considered a PLE or whatever. I don't know what it was, but I know there was like one in Australia. Maybe it wasn't Perth. It was maybe somewhere else in Australia, Melbourne. I don't know.
Yeah, that was years and years ago though. You mean the one with like Buddy Matthews and did the Iconics win that time that year?
Yeah, maybe that sounds right. I don't know. I gotta look it up.
It might be like a Super Show or something like that.
Yeah, you remember they had like two PLEs though, right? Like they had two Saudi PLEs. One was Crown Jewel, and the other one was something else. I forgot the name of it. And then that one moved for like, it went to India once, right? And then it went to like Australia, and I think that's it. And they were trying to like expand the market, and that's the only reason why I remember that. Anyway, we're covering Crown Jewel today, and it features some pretty good matches, like on the card, I thought. And one of them is actually kind of done by the fans, right? They demanded to have AJ Styles face John Cena, and what happened? Oh no, I just hit something. What happened? Is everyone there? I lost it.
The stream's still up.
I don't know what happened. I popped out the window. I don't know how I did that. Give me a second. There it is. Okay. I don't know how that happens, but it happens. I was cleaning my keyboard and I hit a button somehow. So now I gotta go back and fix that. Anyway.
Oh, I see now. I think I'm on a bit of a delay. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can fix that.
I fixed it. I'm good. We're. Oh, you mean the delay?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, the John Cena AJ Styles match was added to the card, and like I could have sworn like they're like, when they did WrestlePalooza, they're like, oh, John Cena only has 4 matches left, and even at SummerSlam, they're like, he's got like 4 matches left, and now today again they said he has 4 matches left. So I don't get it. They keep saying he has 4 matches left, so I guess they're adding dates or something. I don't know what's going on, but they keep adding dates or something like that. And yeah, but I thought it was a pretty good card going into it. What'd you think about it?
Yeah, I thought so too. I just wasn't sure what to expect in the execution. Especially because I don't care about the whole like crown jewel part of it all with the championships or rings or whatever. So I was just like, oh, okay. I mean, they were kind of just. Well, I guess you can't say they weren't thrown together because it's just a champion versus champion match. So, but everyone involved should have been producing good matches. Should have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um, for me, I was just really honestly looking forward to the Cena AJ Styles match. I really didn't care for the other matches, but I had people I liked. Like for example, the Stephanie that care match, I cared about because she's with Tiffy as well. And then Roman Reigns, I was like, I'll just throw that in. Like Alicia's always doing 3 matches, so I'll give her a break. And I'll do 3 matches this time. But little did we know that they were gonna be my 3 matches. How it always happens is they always put it like our 3 matches they bunch them up together. So let's go and start the first match, which was I didn't even know it was an Australian street fight until I started watching it. Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. This match was okay. Like it wasn't really much of a street fight. It started out in the ring for a split second, and then Roman took Bronson into the audience, hit him with a trash can, came back, hit him with a cricket bat, hit him with a rugby ball, hit Paul Heyman with a rugby ball, or at least threw a rugby ball him. And basically, Roman Reigns dominated the entire match. Like Bronson Reed got like a what do you call it? Like those like body splashes in, standing body splash. I don't know what you call that in. He hit like a Death Valley driver kind of. He hit a bunch of few small moves, but nothing really that big. In the beginning of the match, he also did hit an Uranagi onto a stop sign, but most of the time it's just Roman Reigns doing his signature moves like a Superman punch, some clotheslines, shoulder tackles. Trying to do a spear a few times didn't happen. Eventually, Bronson Reed also set up a chair in the corner, and a lot of times when Bronson Reed was trying to get the advantage, like he kind of messed up on the stuff he already set up earlier, such as like the chair in the corner. He ran into that. That gave Roman Reigns the upper hand again. Until Roman Reigns got Bronson Reed in the corner, started to go for the spear. Bronson Reed rolled out of the ring. So Roman Reigns rolled out of the ring, started to go for the spear around the ring. He ran around the ring, and he's about to go to spear Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker jumped out of the audience and speared Roman Reigns. So then they started double teaming Roman Reigns, and that was called the Uso. Then the Usos music hit. They came out and started helping Roman Reigns clear the ring, but then I think Braun Breaker speared Jimmy Uso through the barricade, thus taking him out, and then that left Roman Reigns and Bronson Reed in the ring again, fighting each other. Roman Reigns went for the spear, but Bronson countered it into a I guess I don't know what he calls it, Death Valley Driver, but he's going to do it through the table that was already set up in the corner. After he's about to do that, Bronson Reed gets out of it, but he's standing in front of Roman, and Roman's between Bronson Reed and the table. As you see pre-show Jey Uso run from off camera onto the camera, trying to spear Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed moves out of the way, and pre-show Jey Uso spears Roman Reigns through the table in the corner, costing him, well, not costing the match yet, but costing him the upper hand there. Then Braun Breaker spears pre-show Jey Uso and lays Roman Reigns in the corner, allowing Bronson Reed to hit the tsunami and get the 1-2-3 victory. After the match, Roman kept saying, "Hey, I told you guys to come out. I told you guys to come out. I don't want to see you till Christmas," and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, we saw this coming from a mile away that Jey Uso was probably going to go heel and cause dissension amongst the bloodline again. Maybe he'll sign in solo. I don't know, because the whole brand split. I don't know how this ever works. But what you think of like this match and what happened, and like you knew it was coming, and you know eventually Bronson Reed had to get the win because they had to push the division.
Yeah, I thought that it was a fine match. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, there wasn't really a reason to run it back out. I guess just for Bronson to get the revenge, quote unquote. But yeah, it was fine. Opener. I think they do work well together. It's just that like we that kind of like just saw us in the last PLE, so we're just like, oh, or yeah, it was the last one, right? At WrestlePalooza. I don't, I don't remember. But,
Oops, that's on me.
oh, okay.
It might have been
That's,
WrestlePalooza or the one before, because he was out of action for a little bit. Because remember, he got like destroyed in the corner or whatever.
gotcha. Oh wait, did he return? Oh no, he returned on Raw. Anyway, but yeah, it was fine. But yeah, for a moment, I was getting nervous, and I was like, Roman does not need this win whatsoever.
Right.
And because it was like a few times they were going to give it to him, but I'm glad that they gave it to Bronson. Like you said, he needs to win way more than Roman did. And they did protect him a little bit with having Jay be the one to like mess up. So it was fine. And like
Um,
the home country boy gets the being in the
right.
house. So.
Didn't seem like it was a hometown victory for him since they were all booing him and calling him a wanker and all that stuff. But it was still a good match. And I mean, could have been better. Yeah, I think it wasn't really much of a street fight if you ask me. But like, I feel like John Cena versus Cody Rhodes was more of a street fight at SummerSlam than this was. But they did use a cricket bat, so I guess that's cool. Made it Australian that way, and in the rugby ball. So um, that brings us to our next match, which is the women's WWE Women's Champions Tiffany Stratton. Oh, not Tiffany Stratus. Tiffany Stratton versus the Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer in a champion versus champion match to determine the women's crown jewel champion. They get the gigantic ass belt and the ring. The belt goes back to Saudi, but they get to keep the ring. I guess that's how it is. Last year's champion was Liv Morgan. She unfortunately has been out of action for a while, so she didn't act to defend her championship, much like Cody Rhodes got to do at the end of the evening. But this was a good back and forth match with some good holds and grapples. I thought it would be a longer match, but it wasn't that long. It started out with like about a bunch of counters back and forth, and then Stephanie and Tiffany went for to go shake Stephanie's hand, but Stephanie said no and tried to kick her in the stomach, but Tiffany caught it. It was some really good back and forth action. Stephanie had a good submission move with like a weird like standing STF if you think about it. And that's what it kind of looked like. She also tried to go for a devil's kiss, but Tiffany reversed it. Tiffany hit an awesome Alabama slam off a cartwheel. That was cool. Trying to think of thing. Tiffany also went for her corner like back handspring elbow, but she couldn't do it. Stephanie rolled out of the corner, which was pretty cool to see. But then she ended up hitting it later. Stephanie went for the devil's kiss, but Tiffany countered it. So there's a lot of countering back and forth with each other's moves. Like they studied each other very well. But then I think Tiffany went for what do you call it? A swanton bomb, but Steph got her knees up, which then allowed her to hit the devil's kiss on Tiffany. Then I think she tried to go for her SVB or whatever she calls it, but Tiffany countered that into a I forgot how she got her down, but she got her down on the corner, which allowed her to go for the prettiest moonsault ever. But Stephanie rolled out of the way, and since Tiffany was already on the ground, Stephanie hit the spinal tap for the win, and she became this year's Women's Crown Jewel champion. What do you think of the match, Alicia?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it. I was thinking throughout the match, unfortunately, I guess this is unfortunate. I was like, yeah, this is proving that Tiffany needs more or better opponents than just Jade and Nia on SmackDown, because that's basically all she's faced in the last couple of months. So it was like refreshing to see her go against someone new. And I think they worked really well together. I think overall the match was great, and Stephanie is having one heck of a year in her WWE debut. Because I keep forgetting that it's only been a little over a year by now, or just a year of when she debuted back in NXT, and just to see how much they let her run the ball, and much to the pop of the crowd, like she's really over with them. And despite I only learning English in the last year, I think she does it fairly well. And so yeah, I definitely can see her holding on to this women's title for quite some time, and I don't even know or want or have someone in mind to take it off of her at this point in time, given the state of the women's roster.
I think I do definitely want her to improve her English. I mean, her English has gotten a lot better, but I think her mic skills need to improve. I'm sure she's amazing on the mic in Spanish, but this like just like Asuka was, but like kind of Asuka fell off the wayside because she couldn't speak English as well on the mic. So and like I don't want that to happen to Stephanie as well. So I still love Asuka, I love Stephanie, but I want to see them improve on the mic because that'll be the same thing with Shinsuke too, right? Shinsuke, like he's great, and then his mic skills weren't that great, and that he kind of fell off on the wayside as well. So that you definitely need all the tools. You can be a great wrestler, you can have a great look, but you also need to be on the good on the mic, and that's the issue with some of these foreign or international superstars because they can't connect to the crowd as well because of this. But I hope she definitely improved, right? In the short time, she didn't speak a lick of English when she started, right? So I mean, maybe like hello and goodbye and whatever. But yeah, she's doing a great job. The next match was the fan made match featuring John Cena versus AJ Styles, and I was so happy with this match. Being like, I was a pretty big TNA fan back in the day when AJ Styles was in TNA with Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels and all those guys. I loved TNA back then. I used to watch it religiously. So seeing like that intro that John Cena wrote for AJ Styles, like the definition of total nonstop action, that was really cool. So he got his little intro. John Cena wrote a little intro and gave it to Alicia Taylor. Alicia Taylor read it out, and that was really cool to see. But yeah, this family match is great, and it didn't disappoint. Like people might have thought, like, and I do agree that like the last match of John Cena just kind of disappointed, especially for the fans in France. I guess it was because that match against Brock lasted like 4 or 5 minutes. Like it was kind of terrible. But this one definitely made up. I feel like John Cena has a good match, and then he has a bad match, a good match, and then a bad match. Because like the Cody WrestleMania match was terrible, but then the Cody SummerSlam match was great, right? And then like the Brock Lesnar match was terrible, but then this match was great. And I know he's had like up and downs. He had other matches there, like with R-Truth and whatever, some other things in between. But there has been good and bad matches throughout. Like I definitely want to see him face the Miz, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But who knows? They keep adding more dates, so who knows? But yeah, so this match was basically AJ taking over in the beginning, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is gonna be another repeat of what happened at WrestlePalooza, where Brock destroyed um, John Cena." But no, John Cena came back, and I don't want to really talk about the little minutia in the match. I want to talk about the moments that actually hit and that like gave me chills and stuff. Because being a fan of TNA and just seeing like John Cena being a good guy, that's what I'm going to focus on. This basically was an homage to both their careers and all their opponents, their notable opponents they had, and it kind of sucks because like I don't think Michael Cole is very like averse to or is not very knowledgeable on TNA history, so he kind of missed on some of the moves that were going on, and Wade Barrett did fill in with some of them, but Wade Barrett also didn't know much of it. So like I'm gonna try to go into some of the ones that maybe they didn't. I mean, I'm gonna mention all of them, but like some of them they mistook for like what they're supposed to be. Um, I think that it first started out with they hit their like signature moves back and forth, and they kept kicking out. Then it got into like the actual show part of the match, which is my favorite part of the match. Cena started out by doing a skull crushing finale, so that was like a an homage to the Miz, and I love that because Miz is probably one of his best rivals. Just their like personal battles they had too, with like the Bella and Cena versus Maurice and Miz, and then like Miz and Maurice came out as Bella and Cena, and that was hilarious. So stuff like that was great. Trying to see if there's any other ones. Then AJ also had a Scorpion Death Drop, which is an homage to Sting. Sting was a great part of TNA, and he was with AJ Styles in the main event Mafia, along with some other big name superstars like Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Bubba Ray Dudley, Booker T, a bunch of those, Kurt Angle, I believe. So that was pretty cool to see. Trying to think what else there is. There's a bunch of style clashes and STFs there. Cena then put on the Accolade, which is a nod to Rusev. Then the Walls of Jericho, obviously a nod to Jericho. Then the suspended DDT on the ropes and an RKO and almost a punt, which was an homage to Randy Orton. Then he hit the choke slam, homage to maybe either Kane or Undertaker, because there was an homage to Undertaker a little bit later. So maybe Kane in this sense. Styles hit a crossface, and that was an homage to what's his name? What's his name? Hold on a second. Give me a second. I have it here. Bringing up my notes. Give me a second.
Uh-oh, you went mute.
Okay, hello. Okay, yeah. So it was homage to Bobby Roode. So Bobby Roode used to do the crossface in TNA. So that was an homage
Oh, okay.
to Bobby Roode. And then he hit the I don't know what they call it, but it's Hangman Page's finisher in what do you call it um
AEW.
AEW. Yeah, it's like a reverse tombstone. Like he puts it in the back and does a tombstone, but the guy's behind him, not in front of him, and lands between his knees. I don't know what that move is called. It's like an inverted tombstone pile driver. They're like behind him. I forgot what he calls it in TNA. But I mean in AEW. But that's an homage to Frankie Kazarian. So like the original guys, like Bobby Roode, James Storm, Samoa Joe, Kazarian, Christopher Daniels, like those guys. And then speaking of Samoa Joe, he did the Coquina Clutch. Then he did the Angel's Wings for Christopher Daniels. That was pretty cool. Let me see what else I have in here. Give me a second. I want to make sure I get all. Okay, and yeah, the last one is kind of a mixture for this is for AJ. The last one for AJ was it was kind of a mixture of Shawn Michaels because he tuned up the band, but the super kick was for Cowboy James Storm, another like steadfast of TNA. So he paid homage to like all the like originals of TNA that he grew up with or like in his time there. So that was really cool to see. As for Cena, I mentioned a few already, but the one that probably got to most people was when he did the Sister Abigail, and then everyone brought the Fireflies out, and I was tearing up at that point. Like I was like, wow, that was a really good moment. It was really even Cena, like you could see the moment on Cena. He's like, really, he took the moment in because it was a really cool moment to see him do the Sister Abigail, and then everyone like put the Fireflies out, and that was a really cool moment. So that was awesome to see that. Then the fans started chanting 619, 619. So Cena did the drop toe hold to AJ, got him set up for the 619, and as he went for the 619, he wasn't going to do it. So AJ came out of the corner. And I don't know how they communicated that because, like, they were across the ring when the fans started chanting that. So in the quick little sling to the ropes, I think that's when... No, he didn't get sling to the ropes because AJ ran at him and he did the drop toe hold. So I don't even know how they got that. Maybe he told the ref, and the ref went over to AJ and told him, run at him, he'll drop toe hold you, but then you reverse it kind of thing. I don't know what happens, how they did that, but that was great.
It's that veteran telepathy.
Yeah. And then there's like then the people are chanting for like they're saying yes, yes, hoping for doing the anything for Daniel Bryan, and also starts chanting Batista, so maybe a Batista bomb. He still got a few more matches, so he can still do those moves to other people as well. Because I still think he's got to do something for Angle. Maybe I think in his last match he'll do something for Angle because that was his first ever match, right? So I think he'll do the ankle lock or angle slam in the final match because he's got to pay homage to Angle, his first ever match. So that would be kind of cool. Maybe him doing an F5 would be cool because him and Brock and Batista, and he's already done Randy Orton, but they all came up together in OVW. So him doing Brock and Batista still left, in my opinion. So I guess we'll see.
Was the FU in response to Brock Lesnar's F5 or okay?
It was called no. It was just the move he had.
No, I should say name that in response.
No, because he was a heel, so it was the FU and the STFU. So like this just how But anyway, so eventually AJ went for a crossbody on the top because first Cena went for the avalanche attitude adjustment or FU, whatever you call it, but AJ fought him off and then went for the crossbody block. Cena caught him and rolled through, and he thought he was going to send him up for the attitude adjustment or FU, whatever you want to call it. But he turned it into a tombstone pile driver, paying homage to Undertaker, and then he put him into an attitude adjustment and got the pin 1, 2, 3 for his 100th PLE victory. He finally got out of the way, so maybe he might lose out the rest of the way because he'll stay at 100. And I think that's the kind of guy Cena will be. But yeah, I mean, I thought I was excited for this match because I love AJ Styles. And AJ Styles also announced his retirement next year, so his last year will be next year. So it was nice to see this happen and both of them get their moments and pay homage to the people they care about in their careers. I thought that was awesome. What you think, Alicia?
Yeah, I was gonna say about AJ retiring as well, that they both got to do like the great hits for their opponent that they've had great rivalries over with over the years. I wasn't. I mean, I was expect because of the inconsistencies of John's matches. I wasn't sure what we were going to expect. I knew we were going to get greatness from AJ because he's phenomenal, obviously. But I wasn't expecting to enjoy the match as much as I did, probably because of all the nostalgia. But they just actually just put on a good match. Yeah, definitely. Also, like you teared up during the Bray moment because I wasn't expecting it. When he did Cesar Abigail, and then just for the audience just to immediately pull out their phones. And I think they started singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" for a little bit, didn't they? Um, I think maybe I don't know. Sometimes it was hard to hear what they were what the Aussie crowd was saying, but I thought I heard a little bit of that. And during the time when like Cena was like smiling at with of their show of respect and stuff like that. But yeah, all in all, like I said, just two great veterans putting in good work, and I don't like I said, I didn't know what to expect out of the match, and I'm glad we got what we got. It is a little sad, at least on AJ's part, because I feel like he could. Well, we don't know this year what this year will bring. I feel like he could do a whole lot more, but he is getting up there in years, and I'm sure he wants to, spend time with his family a little bit more and watch them progress and whatever it is his kids do or whatever. But yeah, it'd be I like to see them pass the torch. And do you think Cena is losing his last match, putting someone over?
Yeah, 100% think that. Will it be Rusev? Will it be Dominic? Will it be I don't know. I don't know.
Well, depending on if he's healthy or not. I was here. Oh, people were suggesting it be Gunther.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gunther too. Yeah. I think Adam Page's move is called the Last Right or something, or passing right or something. I don't know what it's called, but all I know is you got to check out that move. What?
The only one I know is the buckshot.
Yeah, no, it's not no. This used to be his finisher. Now it's his signature. His
Yeah.
buckshot is
No, I don't think that's the only one I can name.
Yeah, no, buckshot is his finisher right now, but he uses his other finisher, his previous finisher, as his signature now. Which I think the other move is a more devastating move, but it's the move where like the guy like if you I don't know, you gotta see what I'm talking about. Maybe you'll understand the move.
No, I feel like I know what you mean. I just don't know the name of it. Like you said, that he called that. I don't remember the name of it.
Okay, the next match was just a grunt match, I guess, featuring the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane and Asuka against Io, Sky, and Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, so this pretty much came about with the Kabuki Warriors kicking out Io Sky, which I guess they're known to do even when under different names. If you're thinking of like Damage Control, they're good for kicking out members. So this is nothing new for them. Because Io would not play ball and I guess attack Rhea like Asuka wanted her to. And at the moment she has Kari right under her thumb, like an angry mom, as I keep getting comparing it to. So Rio and Io, I guess, out of friendship and then it's like respect for each other as competitors, as they've had their couple of matches throughout the year for surviving around the women's title. They just teamed up in this match. Of course, Rhea being the home country, I guess I can't say hometown because where they purpose not where she's from, but home country gal. Of course they were going to get her on the card no matter what. But I feel like this did make sense for how all the parties became involved. So unlike the previous like AJ and Cena match, that was more of a legacy match where there was no build up, but we know it's more like if you know the history that didn't really need one. Where this one had a lot of build up in case you know it wasn't just like thrown together. I think Rhea started the match against Kyrie. And what she was showing up her strength, trying to not
I
intimidate.
thought Io started it because they were kept chanting for Rhea.
No, I think no, I feel yeah, Ripley started. but she was only in there for like 2 minutes, and then she tagged Io. She was in there for a very short period of time, and then Io got tagged in, and then Asuka got tagged in, and they went for a while in the match, going back and forth with their known like Japanese strike, especially Asuka, um, pretty much yelling at Io the whole way, almost the whole way through, pretty much upset that she would not, succumb to, I guess, the darkness or succumb to the myth. I don't know that what they were wanted. I guess whatever they were trying to do. Really wasn't clear why they targeted Rhea specifically, or I guess because she was just involved in their business, so to speak. So she was just mad at Kari for leaving, even though they kicked her out. But you know how cults work. Well, not cult, but you know how these groups work. Um, but Asuka and Kari would tag in and out of the match. Classic tag team. I feel like we say this every tag team match. Classic tag team tactics of keeping Io from getting the tag to Rhea. So of course they were trying to keep her away. And then of course finally she did get the hot tag, and I don't. They were they in a dome or were they in a stadium? I mean a dome stadium.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
if they weren't, I was gonna say the scream of the crowd would have just blown the roof off the place. Because I mean, mommy is over wherever she goes, but especially in Australia, there's no containing the hypeness. But she would go on and then try to overpower Asuka and Kari. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Io. I guess because I was used to them being a unit for so long. But I kind of like pretty much the match kind of goes how you would go if you've ever seen any of these four in the ring. They did hit. I feel like they were because of who's involved. They were able to hit a little bit harder or more aggressively than they would, I guess, with like other talent. I thought I had to sneeze, but it didn't. But there was a point at the end of the match where I think like all four of them either in the ring or outside the ring, and then the ref kind of just like whatever. I don't think they remember who exactly was the legal woman to get the job done, but it wound up being pretty much Curry saying like sacrifice herself to keep Asuka from being I think hit by Rhea, where Rhea Kari with the riptide, and then I think Io hit the moonsault to get the pin,
Yep.
giving their team the win. Overall, I thought it was a pretty good match. Like I said, it pretty much will go how you think it would go with these four women, but it was still like a very entertaining match. And Asuka just kind of yelling almost at everybody the whole way through and doing her little antics to taunt Rhea as well was pretty fun. I do Well, I don't think this is the end of these four women being involved. But I'm kind of hoping it'll be wrapped up by, I guess the next one is War Games, so maybe not. That might be the two like heads of the War Game teams. Who knows? But all in all, I thought it was solid. They all have really good chemistry, and of course, Rhea being in her home country made it that much more special.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I also like how that like Rhea had like Rio on her eye, underneath her eye was RHIYO, and then
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
like Io had something too, but I didn't read what Io said because they zoomed up on Rhea's face and then showed that. That's how I knew. But Io had the same thing. I love all four of these women. They're great and they're all great wrestlers. The only one I feel bad for is Kairi Sane because for the story's sake she's kind of being sacrificed a lot and not being able to shine herself. She's more like kind of like the whipping post of Asuka as well as the comedic thing for the thing. But I feel like she was like what little because that's when I started watching NXT more. What a little I saw of her, it's like she was pretty good in NXT. So I kind of want to see her. They tried to put her on her own for I think during the Queen of the Ring tournament, and she didn't get much backing. But I think after this now, if she turns on Asuka and she has a good like fight with Asuka, her on her own would be good to see. And I really like seeing her, especially because she came back after all this time. When she got married, she left and all that stuff. So I want to see her kind of thrive. But we're seeing the same from the other three women. You know, they've always been very good and stuff and shining a lot. I kind of want to see. I feel it's like Kyrie's time now, and I hope we get that. It's not just like a small like, oh hey, like we're done, and then it just ends the story. You know, she turns on Oscar and she's like, I've had enough. But I want her to like push after that. But it was a good match. I
Yeah,
enjoyed it.
yeah. I mean, they definitely are. Well, I can't say definitely because it is WWE, but all signs point to Kyrie getting out of this abusive
Mm-hmm.
relationship. I mean, this thought just came to me. I could actually, depending on how long she holds it, being the one to take the belt off Becky to give her that push. I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't. That's still up in the air. Well, no, because I think there's still the AJ Lee of it all too. But something along those lines for sure down the line. Um, but yeah, we'll see.
And the final match of the evening was the Men's Crown Jewel Championship featuring the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes against the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins to determine who the Men's Crown Jewel Champion is.
Yeah, and I don't, now I have the Cody Rhodes like European chant in my head now. But yeah, this match was um I mean, I guess the whole setup could it I mean on the surface was just for the Crown Jewel Championship, but also underlying that was Seth's inability to I guess like beat Cody uh in a while, or at least yeah, I don't think he had beaten him at by this point 1-on-1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that was the underlying factor going into this match. So it kind of became more about that than it did about the crown jewel of it all. That was just kind of like a icing on the cake, so to speak. But Cody did get the upper hand on Steph pretty much early in the match, and I feel like I'm calling it a temper tantrum, but it really it wasn't. But out on the outside, but and then increasingly throughout the match, I mean, wrestling wise, pretty much went how their matches have gone before that didn't involve like weapons and stuff. But you did see Seth wrestling, no pun intended, with wanting or not wanting to use the watch that Cody gave him after Mania. I think it just stayed like in the corner, and then he would like almost like not Green Goblin style, like not want to use it, but then didn't want to use it. But pretty much eventually because of how stuff operates. Actually, I can't remember. Did the Division get involved?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
I don't think
Because I
so.
think he told him not to get involved. So
Yeah, I couldn't recall. Also, I'm trying not to get stuff that I've saw that happened with Raw mixed up with what's happened at Crown Jewel because it came on at 8 a.m. this morning. But I think all in all, eventually, because Seth cannot put him away in his normal, just like wrestling standards, he's tried doing this now. He tried doing the pedigree, um, and it just Cody would not stop. So he eventually, with the ref back turned away, does use. I think he acted like he was going to use the belt, and then while the ref was putting it away, he like hit Cody in the eye for it facial area. And I guess because I think it's a gold watch. I guess it carried more weight, so that kind of knocked him out for him to do a super stomp off the top rope, becoming the crown jewel champion, which we kind of said didn't really matter in this storyline. It was more all about just beating um, Cody Rhodes, however he saw fit to do so. All in all, like I said, if you've seen a Seth and Cody match, it pretty much was standard. Um, just pretty good wrestling, and but like I said, it's that underlying story of can Seth finally beat him 1-on-1. I mean, technically he did, but technically not because he had to subvert to like using the watch. But all in all, I thought it was I thought it was fine. Um, yeah, it was fine. It furthers Seth's story plot more so than Cody, which I guess is fine. Cody's just floating in the ether down on SmackDown, where Seth is kind of elevating himself again with division. But all in all, because I know you're not a Cody fan, did you like the story that they're going with this time? And obviously, if you thought Seth winning was the right choice.
Yeah, Seth obviously winning is the right choice. 'Cause you don't have Cody win twice in a row. I thought that would be stupid if he won. They keep calling him quarterback one, but like I feel like he's more of a backup, honestly. Not just because I don't like him, but I feel like he's better chasing. Right? He's always better chasing. So like an up and coming backup quarterback wants to become the top spot, but once he gets, when he gets there, he might not perform as well as the original starting quarterback. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's
Well,
what Cody is. Cody's more like a quarterback too, because I don't think like
I think. Oh, sorry.
yeah, I feel like he the fans love him, right? Like he gets over with the fans, but like I just don't feel he has a compelling story. It's someone else that always gives him the compelling story. It's never him himself. Like his story was like, okay, yes, I need to win this championship, and that's all he ever had. Because when he was Stardust and all that crap, like it didn't really matter. No one really cared. And like now, the only thing that matters is like him winning the championship. But then when he won it, it's like, what now, right? He's got
Mhm.
he's got nothing. Like he can't. He doesn't draw out a story out of anybody except for Seth Rollins. But I feel like Seth Rollins carried this story as well. Like Seth Rollins always carries the story between these two. And I'm not that big of a Seth Rollins fan either. Like I like him, but not. I hate him now. I used to like him as Kingslayer, but not now. Like so, I don't really have a stake in any of these guys, but I feel like Seth Rollins is really, like you said, elevating that belt on that side. And Cody's, I remember, I forgot who the champion was. Was it WrestlePalooza or whatever it was? I know he went away to he had a baby or whatever, Brandy had a baby, whatever, but like, I still probably would remember who the champion was. I honestly forgot who the champion was. And that's the main
Yeah.
belt, too. His belt was the main belt.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it speaks to them not building up stars on SmackDown. It's like the same old, same old. Um, well, did he face Randy yet? I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
But we all know that's probably coming down the pipeline. And then yeah, there was Cena who floats. And then there was Roman who floats. And then yeah, so I think it also speaks to the lack of the building up people on SmackDown for him to face, which is why it's making it hard for him to have that presence, so to speak. And like you said, it is better. I think it's always better in general when a baby face chases, but they can't chase all the time. They have to become the champion, or else you get stuck with chase.
But right, but when Cena was champion, at least he made it entertaining, right? When he was a face, he made it entertaining. Like, and he always sparred very well with his opponent, like verbally, right? When he was fighting Roman Reigns, he's like, it's called a promo. Learn how to do it. Like, he like jabbed. He did all these really good, like funny things, and like really got at him, even at The Rock and all that kind of stuff. Cody's just like white bread, like I went to wrestling school. I'm gonna follow this, and like people will say his father's arguably one of the best promo persons of all time. Why can't Cody be like that? I mean, they say he throws great promo, but it's just very on like along the line, toes the line very well, and it's just standard wrestling school stuff. I don't see
Yeah,
anything exceptional from
I
him.
keep, I keep comparing him to kind of like Captain America, but not more so the boring aspect. More so, he is the one you can find giving you that good speech right before the big battle, so to speak, but not so much in the like the everyday interaction. If I'm making any sense,
Right.
which doesn't translate to wrestling programming very well, um, but I feel like it's just that, and like you said, people just love him. Um, but I feel like they gave him the QB1 moniker more so right after that big Mania win. Um, and because he's been like the locker room leader while also being like the face of like the company on the like media circuit, so to speak. Because that man be working and traveling and going everywhere. So that's why I feel like that's where that moniker come from, not so much from the in ring uh aspect, at least in this last year's run. Um, that's just my perspective. I also don't know deep football, so I could be totally wrong.
I guess we'll see. I just feel like he hasn't really brought anything out of himself. But there is like a backstage segment where Triple H is like saying be as vanilla as possible, be that white bread hero that everyone needs. Because like this is when that Netflix special with the what unscripted, whatever it's
Oh,
called, whatever what
the Unreal.
Unreal, yeah, whatever that's called. I forgot what it's called.
Oh,
The one, it's like a 5-part documentary about the behind the stage script and all how they do all the writing
yeah,
and all that.
yeah.
That Triple H says that to him. So like, because that's
Oh,
it was right before he was gonna get beat up by Travis Scott, The Rock, and Cena. He said, just be that white bread hero that everyone needs or whatever. So it's just that's what the direction he's been given, and I just feel like I don't know. He's got to change somehow. He's got to evolve somehow. Because even
yeah,
Cena evolved. Roman Reigns definitely needs to evolve because he was so stale. He evolved. Like he's Cody, I feel is the same guy as he's always been. He's got to
yeah.
change.
And he doesn't necessarily have to go heel to do that
No, he
either.
doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be really cool to see him do that in this stage of his career. But because I've seen like clips of him of him being a heel in AEW, it was actually really good. So that is something I would love to see. But yeah, we just a little bit more something.
I wonder if he'll change his intro costume. If he keeps his hair blonde, I wonder if he'll change his costume to like the Homelander costume when it comes out because everyone's always comparing to Homelander. But if he doesn't keep his hair blonde and it goes to black hair, then yeah, he should go back to like Dashing Cody Rhodes or something. I don't know. All right, let's go to our new graphic now. Delisha has not even seen this yet. But final thoughts. So it's got the final boss and it's got the Liberty Bell for Delisha. So got a little bit of both of us. So Delisha, your low part, your high point, and your overall grade.
The low point is a little tough. I think that I'm just going to give it to the street fight, mainly because it was one of those things that could have happened on Raw. I mean, it could have happened today while they were still in Perth. But given that, I mean, like low point as in it wasn't like the worst thing ever. It's just that of everything that happened, I would give that the lowest. And the high point, I'm gonna give it to AJ Cena, but specifically for the Bray Wyatt tribute. That because I said for me, it was unexpected that was about to happen, and then for the fans to immediately like catch on and pull out their phones with the lights and really get into it. That was just a fantastic moment. Overall, great. I think we give the show like a B plus. I think everyone delivered in what they were asked to do, and I enjoyed myself throughout all the matches. And I feel like the women and the Cena AJ match really bumped it up a lot. But I think overall it was a pretty good PLE.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know how many PLEs in a row we've got. We've pretty much aligned on our low and high points because it's been a bunch. But our low point, my low point also was the street fight because it wasn't really a street fight. There was like only a few things used, so I thought it was kind of stupid. Why did it have to be called an Australian street fight just because they're in Australia? Maybe they should have went and brought like a kangaroo out or something. It would have been better than just like using a cricket bat. It wasn't much of an Australian street fight. Or like a crocodile or something, man. Throw them into a pit of crocodiles and then fight there or something. Yeah, the high point obviously was the Cena AJ match, because of all the homage they paid to all the other former like people they wrestled. Still waiting for that, like I said, the Kurt Angle one, the Batista one, the Brock one, and probably hell the Rock. We all thought he was doing the Rock Bottom at that one point, but he turned it into a Sister Abigail. So yeah, I want to see that too, like the Rock tribute, because that's one of his greatest rivals, right? It was like a real life thing, and they became good friends. So seeing that as well would be great too. So overall, I'll probably give it a B. I thought it was a good PLE. Like you said, the women and the AJ Cena match really definitely brought it up. The rest were just okay, but I really liked the Stephanie back here match, and as well as the women's tag match. So it was a good night, or morning, I should say, for us. Yeah, they gotta stop doing that. But I mean, I know once in a while, like I can't complain. It's only once in a while. For them, they gotta do it all the time. Wake up early, because it goes on our schedule, so I don't mind going once in a while for them. Delisha, what are you gonna be? Anything going on?
Uh, right now, it's just a time of healing as everyone in the house is going through something, whether it be sickness or teething, like my 1 year old. So we're all just trying to stay healthy and get through this cold and flu season, as it is coming in with a bang.
And yeah, if you want to check out her stuff, it's always in the description below. We also want to wish Joe a happy birthday because I believe Joe's birthday is tomorrow, right? So
Yes, it is.
make sure you wish him a happy birthday from us here at AfterMat. And as for me, the next time you'll see us here is on covering Survivor Series San Diego War Games. That's going to be on November 29th, right after Thanksgiving, I believe. And we'll be there December. So you won't see us all of November, but you'll see us on December 1st. Until then, remember, the secret boss is always right, and you are all idiots. See you later.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands.